Critics always hate the films we think are great, but only one appreciates them all. He serves us every day, he keeps the trolls at bay, though he may be a shade delusional. The shelter of his mouth is moist, he will not give you any choice. Agree with him or else, because he is the film defender.
What are you gonna do?
Same thing I always do, talk my way out of it.
Yes, I do. Every time.
Oh, crap.
I'll show you the dark side.
Oh, man. Well, hey.
Why are you so worried? What are you running from anyway?
You didn't see Kylo Ren chasing me?
You mean
Big guy in dark outfit with a lightsaber?
You mean that Kylo Ren?
Well, I mean, they make these things so realistic these days.
That's true.
So... Welcome to episode 18 of the Film Defender, serving the public good one underrated movie at a time. And today, I'm coming to the defense of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, finally. And to share in this joyous occasion, I'm here with the Film Mediator, who, actually, why are you here?
I made a judge's ruling. We didn't need the film aggressor for this anyway. Why do we even need to make a defense?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was my favorite movie of 2015, for crying out loud. And with the unprecedented box office success and critical praise for the film, it didn't look like I would have to.
But the irritating backlash from online trolls, particularly after the fantastic new Rogue One trailer dropped, and after several recommendations from our beloved subscribers, it forced our hand. Yes, that was a pun.
Now move along. Before we get into the official objections, there are a couple of nitpicks that we wanted to address first. But before that, I want to issue a... Spoiler alert!
Finn refusing to kill despite his lifetime of training makes no sense.
That's subscribing entirely to the nurture over nature side of the debate, which is overly simplistic and not consistent with scientific studies at all. It's illogical to believe that hundreds of thousands of recruits could be made without a single person resisting. Pardon the pun.
The crossguard lightsaber is so impractical.
Only if you think protecting yourself from dismemberment is impractical. Seems to be a bit of an occupational hazard for any Jedi or Sith. Plus, the kyber crystal generates the blade out both sides in addition to the normal blade location, so it couldn't be cut by any lightsaber as well. And just ask Finn's shoulder how effective it is.
Princess Leia looks freaking old.
How dare you? It's so ridiculous for people to complain about people aging. That's how life works. Carrie Fisher has been through a lot in her life, as has Princess Leia. So regardless of the haters criticizing her no longer youthful features, I concur with Lor Santeca, who pronounces,
To me, she's royalty.
Alright, well, now that we've got that out of the way, let's go into objection number 1.
It's just a fancy remake of A New Hope.
J.J. Abrams has already addressed this, and it's still the popular and dismissive response of skeptics whenever this film was brought up.
Force Awakens is loving homage not just to A New Hope, but The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
He was invoking a similar feeling that the original trilogy gave us when we first saw those films, and is presenting it to a new audience to appreciate. And as fans of those films, it feeds our nostalgia by reminding us of the history behind Episode 7.
This is one continuous story, and as such it makes sense that different things would reappear in different iterations over time. Look at Starkiller Base, which is a bit of a sticking point for a lot of people. But think about it for a second. How many different nuclear weapons has the militaries of history created? The hydrogen bomb, the atom bomb, the neutron bomb, all these within a relatively short period of time.
With that in mind, and given how formidable a weapon of that magnitude would be, I don't blame the First Order for attempting to recreate another base of mass destruction like the Death Star. That's what militaries do.
This movie isn't just cribbing on the original Star Wars territory, as it's updating and tweaking the familiar beats from the original Star Wars films to spin us off in a completely new direction.
J.J. Abrams, no doubt with some heavy influence from the Disney executives, had to create some fertile ground for the world world to regrow their love of this iconic franchise and then pass it on to a new generation. It's really a beautiful thing they've accomplished and a ridiculous thing to complain about. Not that the internet has ever cared about being ridiculous before. Am I right?
You're right.
Objection number 2.
Rey is too strong of a character.
Wait, this is a complaint? That's like saying that BB-8 is too cute or that Kylo Ren's mask is too menacing. I don't really see why that's a problem.
She's developed a lot of skills, instincts, and traits that come from living alone on a desert planet. So why didn't Luke have these same skills? I repeat, she lived completely alone on a desert planet.
She had to learn to fix things in order to survive, and she learned how to pilot in a very similar way to how Luke did. But unlike Luke, she's not the one who destroys Starkiller Base at the end.
This movie does show her to be very crafty and strong-willed and able to get out of situations in which she finds herself.
She doesn't always do the right thing either, as is shown in the Rathtar scene where she accidentally unleashes the monsters, rather than closing them off to the Guavian Death Gang / Conja Club that have cornered Han.
While we should be rightfully impressed with the strength of her character, she's not perfect. As Han said,
You got a lot to learn.
Look for that to happen in the next couple of films. And they might not be easy lessons for her to learn either. Objection number 3.
That scene with the Rathtars is cartoonish and dumb.
Your mom's cartoonish and dumb.
well said.
What?
The look of these creatures may be a little bit too CGI for my taste, but I appreciate the excitement that they brought to the scene, and the fact that we haven't ever seen anything like this in a Star Wars film is a bonus.
And fun fact, according to Wikipedia, the Rathtars are related to the Sarlacc, which explains their gaping mouths and razor-sharp teeth. Plus, there's a pretty neat Indiana Jones reference here too. Apparently Ben Burtt put in the same sound effect as Indiana Jones running from the boulder in this clip.
It also shows us that Han Solo is back to his scoundrelly ways, smuggling dangerous creatures and double-crossing sketchy people like nobody's business. Harrison Ford is fantastic in this scene too, showing us that he still has love for the character and plenty of energy to make us feel that Han Solo is really back.
Objection number 4.
There are too many questions that go unanswered in this movie.
Anybody who expects the first part of a trilogy and the 7th part of a 9-part at minimum series to answer every question it raises is kidding themselves. This film tells us everything we need to know at this juncture, including what Luke, Leia, and Han have been up to, as well as what this new conflict of this particular movie is. We learn that Kylo Ren is the son of Han Solo and is helping Supreme Leader Snoke to take over the galaxy, and that everyone wants to find Luke to tip the scales of this budding conflict.
The mysteries of this movie, such as Rey's parentage, Kylo Ren's ultimate goal, and Luke's recent past, aren't plot threads that should have been wrapped up, but rather teases of a future story that still has a lot to tell us. Plus, it continues to fuel fan speculation and heightens our anticipation for the coming movies. I think they definitely knew what they were doing on that one.
Objection number 5.
Han Solo's death was completely pointless.
Technical foul! Disrespect for possibly the most popular character in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, you know it.
Look, we all know that Harrison Ford was looking for a noble death for the character since way back before Return of the Jedi.
Back then, he was thinking maybe a heroic death in the traditional sense, such as dying to destroy the second Death Star.
However, I would argue that Han Solo sacrificing himself in an attempt to save his son from the dark side is a more nuanced and emotional gesture than merely dying for a cliched reason like to destroy Starkiller Base.
Leia also talks about the emotional weight that Han reaching out to his son would have compared to Luke, let alone the fact that Kylo Ren is feeling a pull to the light that he very nearly succumbs to in this scene.
In a recent commentary track released for The Force Awakens, J.J. Abrams reveals that he believes Ben is momentarily won over by his father and is perhaps seconds away from taking that first step toward the light side. That tension is palpable, and the fact that Ben's real motivations remain so cloudy is a testament to the subtleties that Adam Driver brings to that role.
Besides, Chewie's reaction alone sells us on the magnitude and power of this scene. If you're still unsatisfied, just wait for the funeral scene in Episode 8.
Objection number 6.
Kylo Ren is a wimp. How did he lose to 2 people who had never been trained with a lightsaber?
First off, do we know they haven't been trained with a lightsaber? I mean, Finn is a stormtrooper and presumably knows his way around a variety of weapons. Just look at how Trader, or FN2199 if you want to get technical, handles himself with that spinny thing.
And as for Rey, she clearly has some latent force abilities that are either untapped or may have been blocked from her memory. Who's to say she hasn't been trained to some point beyond her memories? We've seen that she can handle her staff without any problem, and Luke's lightsaber seems to unlock something within her, similar to the repressed memories that she sees before in Maz's castle.
It also helps enormously that Kylo has just been hit by Chewie's freakishly powerful bowcaster, which typically sends its victims flying several yards back when it hits them. While Kylo is badly wounded from this, not to mention emotionally distraught after murdering his own father, which is bound to hinder your Force abilities, he still manages to take out Finn relatively easily and has the upper hand against Rey for most of their battle.
Only when Rey taps into the Force herself by recalling Maz Kanata's previous teachings does she start to turn the tides and gain an advantage over the master of the Knights of Ren.
I'm just speculating, but I have a feeling that Kylo is going to pay her back for that face wound when Episode 8 rolls around next year. Objection number 7.
Luke Skywalker is only in the movie for 2 minutes.
While this is true, his presence can be felt throughout the adventure, as he is the prize that everyone, both good and evil, are searching for. He's the first thing mentioned in the opening crawl, for crying out loud.
What's crazy is that even though I couldn't wait to see Luke, I realized at the end of the movie that I didn't actually need him in this story. The journey of Rey is perfectly satisfying on its own.
When we do finally get to see her follow the map and find Luke at the cliff of that island, however, I found my favorite moment of the film instantly changing.
The music of the Jedi Steps is so gorgeous, and the build-up is so perfect that I wouldn't have it end any other way.
The film gave us exactly what we were promised by marketing as far as Luke's screen time, and there's no question that we'll get plenty of the Jedi Master in the next film.
Simply put, The Force Awakens completely earns this moment, and I love it.
In closing, I think we all know that this film doesn't really need a defense. It's baffling that people could possibly be nitpicking something that was such an unparalleled experience.
The Force is incredibly strong with this film, and clearly we're all desperately awaiting the next installment to see where these great new characters and classic old characters are going to end up. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, updated status, defended.
What did you think of The Force Awakens? Whether attacking or defending, join the fight in the comments below.
Also, is there a movie you love that deserves a strong defense? You can either email me at thefilmdefender@gmail.com, tweet me at thefilmdefender, post to my Facebook page, or post your recommendation in the comments section below.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more film defenses to come, and stay tuned for the defense of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 next.
Thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
The defense rests.
You can ask me what's wrong.
Nope.
What's the first word? All right. I'm really good at this, in case you didn't notice.
You've made 17 whole movies.
Exactly, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, kids with a camera for the first time.
Exactly. I can see myself.
Hey, look.
I mean, it was my favorite movie of 2015 for crying out loud. So, I wonder if you can hear Pokey barking the whole time.
Probably.
Let's check.
Dumb dog.
Okay, come on, play Xbox. We probably look so awesome with that guy. Like, what a bunch of cool dudes.
What a cool guy.
I demand to look professional.
And perfection from my handmade
Exactly.
eye mask.
It's so ridiculous when people complain about people aging. That's how life works. Is that the line? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me try that again. I sounded kind of bratty. That's how life works, okay?
That's totally how life goes. Look at Starkiller Base. Hold on.
Just look at it, guys.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
Isn't it pretty?
Look at Starkiller Base, which I know is kind of a sticking point for a lot of people.
That got stuck in your throat.
Sticking. I wonder why. Look at Starkiller. Son of a... Oh, man. This is going to take forever. hydrogen bomb, the atom bomb, the neutron bomb, all these within a relatively short period of time.
Nice. I wonder if we should throw in a completely fake one and be like, and we just made that one up, but that doesn't matter. It still illustrates our point.
The holy hand grenade.
How dare you not take this seriously?
Like I said, a kid with a camera for the first time.
Not that the internet has ever cared about being ridiculous before. Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah. In your face, internet. I totally burned you. Burn war.
While we should be impressed with the strength of her character,
I keep looking at the wrong objection.
It doesn't sound right at all.
You weren't even close.
I noticed that if I hold the script like this, you can totally see a reflection in my glasses.
The reflection of it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've had it down, but
nice.
At the beginning it might be a little obvious.
That's all right. If people are paying that close of attention.
I know, seriously. Look at the script.
Like, hang on. They're not really saying this all from memory.
Technical foul. Disrespect for possibly... Dang it. Technical foul. Disrespect for possibly the most popular character in the Star Wars trilogy.
Universe.
Technical foul. Possibly... Son of a gun! How many times do I have to whistle?
I know. Character way back since before Return of the Jedi.
Back then, he was thinking maybe a nope. He was thinking. This was also set up by the script during the Rathtar scene when he said that he will do what he always does. Person just walked by in the background. Yeah, keep walking.
That's right. Keep on stepping, yo.
Only when Ray... So bad.
I'll have none of that.
What did you think? Oh, I should probably look at the camera before I start talking. Huh?
Like, what did you think?
What did you... Oh, I'm not reading a script. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more defenses to come. And stay tuned for the next defense, which will be... And stay tuned for this defense of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I had it! I am human after all.
You are.
Clearly.
Oh, man. We both are. Anybody who's ever seen my channel knows that my bloopers are as long as the actual video.
Seriously. I love it.